Hey everybody, it's Cheryl Lawson. It's Friday. Happy Pi Day. And it's March 14th because that's how I know it's Pi Day. No, I actually saw a nice little photo in the newspaper today. So yes, I still occasionally glance at the newspaper. Actually, my mom gets it, and it's kind of a ritual thing for her. So I like seeing the paper from time to time. Even though I'm a new media person, I still like to read magazines and books and all those kind of things. But I digress. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what I see happening and what has happened over the past few years after I've done after we finished up the social media Tulsa conference. One of the things that happens almost every single year is I get an email or a Facebook post, private message, or somebody sends me a direct message on Twitter saying, hey, can you help me with social media? And, you know, it's frustrating, not because I don't want to help people, is because we spend all year planning and putting together this conference that not only educates and helps and does all those things with the sessions, but also connects you to a community of people who understand social and digital and mobile that are right here locally, and a few people who may not be local, but a network of people who could help you with a simple answer to a question, to some complex website development or mobile app development, or can you shoot a video for me, or I need a photographer. I see so many people after this opportunity asking the questions, and I'm sure I miss out on opportunities all the time as well. But I think that the message I want most to get out to people, especially those people who don't think they know enough or think they know too much, is being connected to the individuals also is a benefit. So if you're doing social media, and like I am, and like a lot of people are, most of the time we're stuck in an office or in our home office. We're in front of the computer, and we know a lot, and we know all of the things that are happening because we're getting messages thrown at us, and Google alerts and tweets and Facebook posts and all of the stuff that comes to us. But when it comes to, hey, who can fix my car or change my tire, or, I need a logo done, or my family needs a photographer, who do you go to? And so one of the benefits I've gotten just from being a part of the social media Tulsa community is we're not all social media experts. I think that's the biggest benefit, I think, to the community, is that, there's a few chiropractors, there's our favorite massage therapists and acupuncturists who will be at the conference again this year. There's an attorney or two now, I think, several real estate agents. In fact, Lori will be doing her talk on Google Plus for real estate agents. Lori spoke at the very first Social Media Tulsa conference in 2011 about how her blog, most of her business was coming from people who were reading her blog and responding to the messages and posts that she had online. Because, of course, when people Googled real estate or purchasing a house in Tulsa, and she specifically specializes in a certain section of town, then they would always find her listings, always find her blog posts about the neighborhoods and the schools and what was happening. She became the de facto default person to go to when people were either relocating here or wanting to sell their own properties. I can't tell you how many people have asked me, hey, who's the real estate agent person in social media Tulsa? And I always send them to Lori. So I'm not sure whether that pans out, but that's the power of the connections. And while the technology is scaring a lot of people, and it should, I tend to overdo technology. I go to CES every year, and find out about what's coming next, and I geek out about a lot of the technology, but I still understand that it's about the human-to-human connection. But think about those people who are doing business and they don't accept credit cards. They don't have the little Square Up cards or the PayPal account. Think about the businesses local, or the businesses the people that you do business with, who don't have that level of confidence in the technology. And I'm not saying you have to take credit cards over mobile, but if you're a mobile company, let's say some of the food trucks here, and I love the fact that the food truck trend is growing here in Tulsa, but how many of them only accept cash? And to me, that there are sometimes when I'm downtown and I see the truck and that's great, but I don't have any cash. And I'll either go to the one truck that I know has a Square Up card and can take my debit card, or I'll just move on and go someplace else. Because going to the ATM and then coming back to a mobile food truck just isn't necessarily the most convenient thing to do. So, and I pick on the food trucks just because that's a mobile business. Those companies should be doing the most mobile and local type of commerce and connectivity. So many of the food trucks are doing a great job on Facebook, but completely ignoring Twitter and maybe not even considering Instagram and Pinterest. And that's not to say that everyone should, but how many people are on Twitter talking about food trucks? I mean, we always talk about them. The folks at Guthrie Green are always tweeting about the Food Truck Wednesdays, and I know whenever I go out, I try to tweet and check in on Foursquare. But those are the things that if you're a mobile business or even a small business that goes to shows or conferences and conventions and exhibits, that you would really want to benefit from and know about in order to advance your business. And I see so many companies being left behind because, one, they haven't even kind of grasped the whole concept of their websites and web development and how easy that functionality has become today, and how you could just go and do your own website, or you can use WordPress and hire somebody at much lower rates now than maybe when they first started their company or when they first started doing their website. And the resources are out there and local. I think Arvell will be talking about websites. I know that Carlos will be talking about collaborating for a cause, and I'm sure he's going to be talking about how you find and connect with all of the people in the community. And Carlos is one of the best people to talk about that topic, because I think he's a member of every group and organization in Tulsa. And I mean, I'm grateful that he's been a part of Social Media Tulsa for this long, because he's connected to a lot of other people. And so I think that's another huge part of it. But Carlos also does, I don't think he does websites anymore, but I'm sure he's going to be talking about the resources available for websites and development. And if you're doing fundraising, or if you're starting a nonprofit, these are some of the things that are easy to do. Finding people, connecting with them, find people that have the passion, find opportunities to show your work or to do the things that you want to do within these collaborative spaces. So don't get left behind. That's my theme for today, for Friday Pie Day. We're going to be talking about the social CV. If you're looking for a job in today's community and environment, it's going to be difficult because so many people are sending resumes. And how convoluted do you think one request for a job opening at a popular company or even a not so popular company will be? And so employers and hiring managers are relying on word of mouth. And hey, do you know somebody? Are you connected with this person? Can you make a recommendation? And I'm not particularly just talking about LinkedIn. Have you seen some of the social CVs, is what Lori Rottmeyer calls them, So, somebody's doing just a video of their resume and what they do. Your blog can also be considered part of your personal brand. So you'll see a lot of that theming throughout the conference. Lori's going to be talking about the social CV. Lois will be talking about personal branding as an entrepreneur. And then Stacy Miller, it's called her by her maiden name, will be talking about personal branding through the social networks and how you build your digital footprint. So I think a lot of people individually need to start thinking about their personal brand and developing a name and name recognition and your point of view online, whether you're starting your own business or whether you're going to start working for somebody else. Everybody Googles everybody. So I always try to tell my students when I'm teaching, have you Googled yourself? Now, fortunately for my international students, their names are usually pretty unique, and they're the only ones in the U.S., but maybe not so much in their own country. So, setting yourself apart, defining your point of view, getting your name to rise above the other people with the same name. I know the name Cheryl Lawson is not unique. But hopefully when you search for Cheryl Lawson, you will find me among all of the other Cheryl Lawsons. Most of my namesakes are doing good work. Some Cheryl Lawsons don't do so great. So I want to make sure that when you see Cheryl Lawson, Social Media Tulsa, or Cheryl Lawson, Party Aficionado, then that you're talking and looking at me and the content that I've created. So it's easy to find me, and even if I'm associated with some other organization, which I am, some of my clients have me listed on their websites as their digital marketing person or their social media person. So when people go then to look for whether or not I know what I'm talking about or whether I'm either visible or approachable on the web, it helps my clients that people interested in them can find information about me. So personal branding is a huge theme of the conference. The other thing I think will help you not get left behind is the focus this year on focus. I guess that's the best way to say it. The focus on focus. The past few years I've noticed, and it's not just in this conference, but what happens a lot of times is we go to these conferences and conventions and we're overwhelmed with so much information and the people we meet and the connections we make. And we come back to the office or we come back home and just, need to decompress and go, whew, that was great. And now go back to doing what you were doing. So one of the things that Becky McCrae is going to do in her keynote this year to start off the conference is to try to help you prepare. Becky's been with us all 4 years of the conference, so she understands what happens at SM Tulsa conference and potentially what can happen from a connectivity standpoint. So she's the best person to help people, start to define what is it that you want from this conference? What is it that you want to get out of it? Not so much what Cheryl and the Social Media Tulsa people have designed, because that it's designed so that you can create your own experience and the experience that's best for you. So Becky will start everybody off with thinking about what is it that you want to accomplish, and then the agenda and the things in place. You'll be able to choose the conference that you want to have and the experience that you want to have, whether that's meeting with all of the speakers while you're there, or making sure that you get to a certain number of sessions, or making sure that you meet somebody in attendance. It really is up to you how you make the most out of the experience. I'm just happy to be able to put the pieces in place that you can then do that with. And of course, at the end, Becky will then get everybody together, and me included, because fortunately I have been able to keep myself out of the speakers lineup other than introducing everybody in the beginning and welcoming everyone and closing it out. One of the more stressful things for me has been to try to be on the agenda as well. And so this year I'm trying really hard not to do that. So as long as nobody cancels last minute, that is the case. And even if they do, I think I'll probably refrain and try to enjoy the experience for once, and then help everybody else who may need help during the conference. So please don't hesitate to come up to me. But anywho, so Becky will at the end with the Taking Success With You piece, she's going to try to help us all take away excuse me, one, maybe two. I think Becky's going to focus on the one thing that you can do when you leave the conference. But if it's, one thing for each project, that's okay too. But at least something that you can write down to take back with you that you're going to do. And then she's also going to have us all select an accountability person or partner. So somebody who is going to check up on us and say, hey, how have you been? Were you able to do it? Did you need help? Have you reached out to so-and-so like you said you were going to do? So I think those are the things that make SM Tulsa Conference unique and will be fun for you to experience, and also able to not be too overwhelmed that you can't take something back to present either to your team or to make something happen within your own organization. So I do hope you will join us. If you haven't logged in and looked at any of the discount codes, there's tons of them out there. I think there's about 11 more nonprofit registrations available now. And if you use any of the social networks, with the exception of Spreaker, I may have to create a Spreaker promotional code. So I'll do that. Let's see. I'll do that right now while we're talking. Thanks to Eventbrite, I can just go on and create a promotional code. So if you use the promo code Spreaker, and just all lowercase, you can save $100 off of the regular registration. So if you're a nonprofit organization, educator, or student, you're welcome to, you're welcome to just register using that link on the smtulsa.com/registration site. And if you're a business or not a nonprofit, you can use the promo code Spreaker. You're listening to Spreaker right now, and save $100. So thanks for listening, and have a great day. It's beautiful outside, and I need to get out and not go crazy. But this was great. It's good therapy for me to kind of ramble on. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to add them in the comments or shoot me a tweet. Alrighty? Talk to you soon.